So Shirley Strawberry is absolutely proof that just because you get older, you do not get wiser. All right, y'all, let's get into all of this stuff and all of this mess surrounding Shirley Strawberry. If you guys do not know who that is, if you're here, I'm assuming you probably do. She is the co-host, the longtime co-host of Steve Harvey's morning show that comes on WBLS. It's a very successful morning show. It's one of the best in the country. And she has been a co-host with Steve Harvey for over 10 years. I almost want to say 15, but she is very famous for her very deep and very soulful voice. She does the Strawberry Letter. She is the person on the show that is kind of like the voice of reason. The voice of reason, giving advice specifically to women, specifically as it relates to relationship advice. So it's kind of like the audacity that we are about to talk about this. So what is going on with Shirley Strawberry, y'all? She has a husband, as millions of women do, Ernesto Williams, who is like a dirty old man, y'all. All of these tapes have leaked. This man is in jail for, allegedly, he has charges ranging from like fraud to child abuse. I believe that the police found like several, I don't want to use the child P word, but several inappropriate photos on his computer of children, abuse of animals, like all kinds of stuff, like illegitimate credit repair businesses, allegedly, right? And so he's in jail, and if I'm not mistaken, he's in also, I think one of the biggest charges that he has is possession of a gun, because if I'm not mistaken, he is already a felon. And as you know, if you have a charge as a felon, you cannot own a gun. So that is another charge that he has. He's in jail right now, right? And so he is total trash. It's evident. And I don't know how this has happened, you guys, but their taped conversations have leaked. How is that? I'm confusion. All of their conversations from like, I want to say November of 2022 up until like, I think a couple of weeks ago, they have leaked. The people to be on it, like these investigators, I don't know how whoever got a hold of these tapes, they have leaked them all on the internet. And there are tapes ranging from Shirley incriminating herself, being an absolute idiot. This man is obviously a con artist. She's talking shit about Marjorie and Steve Harvey on there. It's all kinds of stuff, right? And so this man, Ernesto, in addition to him being trash and having all these charges, allegedly abusing children and all of this stuff, right? Other tapes have leaked of him and his mistress. So you have the nerve to be trash. Then Shirley, for whatever idiotic reason, she has decided to stand by her man. We're going to talk about that too. I wanted to get y'all's opinion on that, on standing by your man and holding him down while he's in jail. We're going to talk about that too. But all of the tapes of him and his mistress have leaked, where he's asking her for nudie pics, y'all. There was one tape where he told this lady, his mistress, if it get hot, just pat it. I can't. I mean, he's like a creepy old man. It's so nasty. And like, it's funny because if y'all have ever watched like pimp movies and pimp TV shows, he is speaking to the mistress like he's her pimp. It is just really, it's funny and comical, but it's actually really disgusting to also listen to. And so there's a couple things to unpack here. First and foremost, where is the line drawn on like standing by your man when he goes to jail? Like, what y'all think about that? I'm gonna just say this. Unless you go to jail for protecting me or your family member or your children, I'm not staying with you. If you're going to jail because you committed a crime like fraud or theft or anything like that, I'm not staying with you. And women, you should not feel obligated, and men, to stay with someone who is like out of their mind and just making bad decisions. And the audacity of this, if I'm not mistaken, Shirley is either in her late 60s, early 70s. She's definitely older than this gentleman, Ernesto. And the premise of the Strawberry Letters on the Steve Harvey Morning Show is to give advice to the women, usually women that are calling in, making bad relationship decisions. So you are living, and this is why you really cannot believe everything you hear and see, because people be fronting and faking and being phony and being total frauds behind closed doors. Shirley, your whole life is a strawberry letter. Like, you are literally living your life. Like, I can't even believe it. I'm so disappointed. Shirley sometimes is annoying too. Some of the Strawberry Letters are hilarious because of the side commentary from Steve and Tommy, right? But it's just unbelievable that you would think women, you know, we have so many life experiences. We go through so much trauma in relationships and loving men, being cheated on. I'm not saying men don't. I'm just talking about women right now. So to see Shirley just out in the open be so clueless and so just ridiculous. And there was some conversation she was having with Ernesto, one of them in particular, where he basically was like, leave me, you know, save yourself. I don't know what's going to happen to me. You are successful, you know, on this morning show with Steve. And she was almost begging him to like not leave her. And then one of the conversations, she flat out said, wait, are you talking about divorce? Because I'm not ready for that. And I'm just thinking like, ma'am, if you don't run, he is a con artist. And I'm just like, I cannot believe that you are being swindled by this man. Like, I just can't believe you're this old and you're being this stupid. So where do we draw the line, ladies, specifically the ladies, on, because I think this is a women's issue, because besides Papoose staying by Remy Ma's side, I don't know no man that really be staying with the woman. I'm sure it happens, but I'm sure it's overwhelmingly more of a statistic where women stay with men that they have no business staying with that go to jail. Women, you don't have to stay. Like, this man, Ernesto, is not getting out of jail. He's probably going to spend the rest of his life in jail. I read through the charges. Feel free to Google it on the internet. His name is Ernesto Williams. I think he goes by Ernest Williams or something like that. He is not getting out of jail. It's not happening. And so you don't have to stay. Please don't stay, especially not with a dickhead like him. So that's another thing, you know, we'll table that. We'll let that go. I just want to know where you guys are at with staying with your partner who made really dumb decisions, committed terrible crimes, staying with them when they go to jail, because I'm not doing it. Not for crime, not the crimes he did. So then there's her and the conversations that she's having about Steve. She is, and then this is the kicker, right? We all know that prison phone calls are taped. Shirley, obviously she didn't think they would leak in this way. Duh. Because like, who would foresee that? But Shirley, madam, lady, why are you talking about Steve Harvey on these calls? This man has I'm sure taken a chance on you. He is your business partner. You work with him. I'm sure there's lots of perks in addition to your salary that come with being on that show. For you to talk about him in the way that you are is just not okay. She's on there talking about how when she went to Steve's house, Marjorie wasn't there, you know, insinuating like we already know the gossip that's going on with Marjorie and Steve and their alleged upcoming impending divorce, right? Allegedly, they're saying that there's trouble in paradise. But she's kind of alluding to that. She's talking about how of course, Steve has a lovely home with all the bells and whistles in the house. It's beautiful. And she's saying, you know, pretty much if Marjorie was there, Steve never would have showed them the house. She's alluding that Marjorie is not kind to them. She even said Steve is scared of Marjorie. And it's like, and then, you know, Ernesto Ernesto's just in the background, just the sniggling and giggling. Ernesto like, well, do she look old? Them Converse, please, if y'all have, look, if you're taking a ride for like 20, 25 minutes, please listen to some of these prison calls, because they are a riot, okay? I got a full cackle from these calls. These are some of the most hilarious conversations I've ever heard in my life. But for you to speak of Steve in this way, it's just not cool. And today is Sunday, Lord have mercy, September the 10th. She's still on the show, y'all. Tomorrow is September 11th, Monday. I'm about to listen because I want to know what that show about to be like. Like, I cannot imagine that she is going to be employed much longer. She talks about on some of the calls how she doesn't have any money. She lost her car on account of this man, and whatever. That may or may not be true. She might just be fronting to say that just so that they don't come look into her finances. I don't know. I don't imagine she's broke. I mean, I imagine she's making probably at least $500,000 on the show, I'm sure, which is more than most of us make. So I'm sure she's doing okay, unless she's probably paying Ernesto's legal bills, which Shirley, if you're doing that, please stop. But nonetheless, I am definitely about to be listening to this morning show tomorrow, because I want to know what they about to be talking about. Are they going to sweep it under the rug and act like this is not happening and carry on business as usual? Or is Steve going to address some of this stuff? Because it's like, you almost have to, it's the elephant in the room. If you don't address it, it's going to be very, very odd. So, yeah, everybody, their ratings are going to be through the roof tomorrow, because we're all going to be tuned in. I am, because I want to know what they're going to say. But for real, I mean, because if I'm not mistaken, the calls where Marjorie was talking ill, Shirley was talking ill of Steve and Marjorie, I believe they just leaked this weekend, maybe yesterday. So the first day back is tomorrow. So that's going to be very, very interesting. But, it's just, the moral of the story here, you guys, is one, we cannot idolize people's lives. I don't care if they're therapists, whatever, if they're giving advice. That doesn't mean they're living it or walking, in what they're saying. It doesn't mean that. They could be giving you all the advice in the world. We see it all the time with pastors. Pastors speaking about adultery and this and that, and then they're having full-blown relationships and families and babies on the side. We see it all the time. So it's just more evidence that we have to just worry about ourselves and not put people on a pedestal and try to be the best people we can be, because we can't put our faith and trust in other people, because people are trash. I'm not going to go as far as to say Shirley's trash, but her husband's trash. Shirley's trash adjacent. Like, girl. And again, I just think it's so crazy, because she's an older woman. And I, myself, you never know. I'm never going to, never say never, right? But I'm pretty positive that, God willing, I live, to be her age. I am not going to be in situations like this. It's just like, I just expect more from her, and I'm just very, very surprised, because Shirley's like our mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would never want to see your mom in a situation like this, and that's kind of the way we look at her. She's old enough to be our mom. It's just like, and then like I said, given the advice that you give, sometimes good advice, for you to be conducting yourself this way, and you knew he was a con artist when you married him. And the kicker is, the people say Steve hooked him up. That's why I be telling people, don't listen to Steve either. Like, Steve, some of the things he be saying is like, okay, I'm with you, Steve, but it's like, I'm not going to Steve Harvey for relationship advice. I love him. I'm gonna go to him for Family Feud. I'm gonna go to him to get some jokes off. He's hilarious, but I'm absolutely not going to him if I'm having a problem with my boyfriend to like go to his page and see what should I do. Like, I'm not going to Steve for that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this. I'm definitely going to be following this story, probably bringing you guys some more commentary about it, because I'm fascinated with it, just with all all the nuance surrounding it with Steve and Marjorie and their relationship, like, because they both made statements that nothing's happening, but I don't know if I believe it. And then Marjorie, this is a whole cluster of a mess, right? Like, and then her husband, that ship is sinking quick. Marjorie, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get off that. You need to get on the lifeboat and sail away, because he's going down, and it looked like you have incriminated yourself in some of the things, Shirley. So, but anyway, you guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Let me know your thoughts on this. And my advice to you is, if you have some free time, listen to some of them prison tapes, because they are hilarious. I mean, you're gonna get your life listening to some of them. Are really funny, okay? But yeah, so enjoy, you guys, this weekend, the rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.